HBCUs were established in the mid-1800s. Cheney University in Pennsylvania was the first HBCU to open in 1837. Since then, there have been over 100 HBCUs that have opened throughout the United States. HBCUs were established to allow for people of color to have the same opportunity to get a higher education. To this day, HBCUs lay the groundwork for many of the top black professionals in the world. But not everyone who chooses to attend an HBCU is a black student.
What's your name?
My name is Timothy Patek.
And where are you from?
I am from Pinehurst, North Carolina.
All right, and what's your major?
Biological engineering.
My name is Dawson Gant, and I'm originally from Norfolk, Virginia.
I'd say one inspiration of mine that's encouraged me to come to an HBCU campus was my older brother, because he switched his majors and he used to go to UNCG, and then when he found out that they didn't have any engineering programs there, then that's when he discovered A&T campus. And then he told me about how incredible their engineering program was, and about how great the campus was, and just how awesome all of the students and the professors are, and how quickly he became friends with a lot of students and professors.
I decided to attend NCAT because I got a track scholarship, and I really like the college feel and the family feeling, and it was real similar to my high school, so I thought it would be a good fit, and so far it has been a good fit.
At first, they weren't really skeptical about it too much. I mean, they were like, okay, it's an HBCU campus, so it may be like a different culture, different kinds of social groups that you may not be used to. But honestly, he got used to it very quickly. And when he told me how incredible everyone was here, that highly encouraged me to check it out myself and to see, from my personal perspective, what it was like. And I feel like I'm walking in his footsteps, and I'm just doing exactly what he did, just quickly interacting with others and quickly making friends.
Parents are really supportive of the school. My father actually graduated from Howard, so an HBCU is like kind of normal for my family, so they're really supportive. They like the school, they like what I'm doing there.
And
Do
so
you feel like you face any discrimination here? Like, do you ever feel like you're out of place?
No, not really. I feel like at first, I guess since I was the minority, I was like, okay, let me try to get used to it, because I know that this time I am the minority. But I'd say after the first couple weeks, I quickly began to interact with a lot of students and professors, and I just began to quickly make friends along the way, and yeah, it was pretty fun. And also, one thing that I decided to do while I was here was to start my own organization, because I know that college is stressful sometimes for all kinds of students, and for me personally, I know what that's like. And so I created an organization that helps relieve students of stress and to just promote them of their social well-being with other students.
What's the name of the organization?
It's going to be called PAGO. It's not an official organization yet, but hopefully by next semester, in the spring of 2018, it will be.
Do you want to leave any contact information about it?
Yes. For those that are interested, if you want to email me at pataktim, that's PTAKTIM @gmail.com, or at tmpatak@aggies.ncat.edu. And the organization, currently it's called Game Nights, but when it becomes an official organization, the initials will spell PAGO, which will spell out Attack Attacks Gaming Organization. And then the Game Nights will be our official events, and we will branch out and work with other social organizations and just help promote everyone's social well-being.
I didn't really feel like I had to acclimate or change any way to get on campus. My high school was extremely diverse, so it kind of felt like just a bigger part of my high school, so I really liked that. Overall, everybody's really, really cool on campus. I've never had like any issues. I see myself as a pretty cool person, so like I don't really cause issues, but I've never even seen like issues of any kind happen, especially with everything that's going on today in this time.
I'd say one inspiration of mine that's encouraged me to come to an HBCU campus was my older brother, because he switched his majors and he used to go to UNCG, and then when he found out that they didn't have any engineering programs there, then that's when he discovered A&T campus. And then he told me about how incredible their engineering program was, and about how great the campus was, and just how awesome all of the students and the professors are, and how quickly he became friends with a lot of students and professors.
My overall experience with NCAT has been really, really good. I mean, it's only the first year, but I like it a lot. It's been a really good fit, and yeah, being a minority on campus hasn't really affected me in any way. But being part of the track team probably helps with that a lot. So that's it.
For black students who attend HBCUs, the topic of white students attending HBCUs is a very polarizing topic. For some students, they prefer for HBCUs to stay separate, while there are other students who feel that white students attending an HBCU is not a big issue.
I feel like they have a means of respect towards black people, being that you're on an HBCU campus. I'd hope so, but then you also have ones that's only here because, you know, they get more money, or it's a HBCU and they thought it'd be it'd be easier for them.
I feel that they come here because they get more scholarships and stuff. They don't come here because they love the HBCU lifestyle, because a lot of times you don't even see them out on campus interacting with the other students. So most of the time they go to the dorm, you can't see them, they don't talk to us, they go sit by themselves in the cab. It's like a group of white people and then it's all the black people surrounding them. They don't care. And then they get real bold in history class and stuff, like they want to say some nigger. And I'll be like, watch it, thank you. But yeah, that's how I feel. Like, boo, just go on to your own school. It's alright. Bye.
So you feel like white people segregate themselves from black people on a black campus?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I make an effort to go talk to them, but what do we gotta talk about, baby? It's okay.
Do you believe that blacks should have their own school and whites should have their own school? Or you think that we can come together and have a school?
I feel like an HBCU should stay at HBCU. That means, it's mostly black people. I like being here and being around black people. If I wanted it to become diverse, I would have went to UNCG or somewhere else that is a PWI and is not called an HBCU. But I came here for black people, so I feel like, yeah, we should keep it a little separated.
I applied to only HBCUs because I wanted to be around black people. There were no PWIs on my transcript at all. So it is what it is. So I like being around black people all the time. It's lit.
So what do you feel? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Well, I was gonna ask, so what do y'all feel about schools like West Virginia State, where they originally started at HBCUs, but now they're 90% white?
I feel like they're taking advantage of the system. Like, you're taking advantage of the fact that you're getting more scholarships by being here. So you're taking over the HBCU. It's historical reasoning and stuff, and you're taking the value away from it. By all means, everybody deserves to get their education, but let us be us. Let us be us.
Like she said, let it stay the same. I like an HBCU. I like that it's called an HBCU, and it's called an HBCU for a reason, and it should stay that way.
I don't really have a problem with them. Like, I've never had any bad experience with them on campus personally, and I never really have, like, in general, like, in society, so I don't really have a problem with them. At this point in time, like, that just is not gonna work.
Why you say that?
Because that just, like, some people want, like, this is an ag school, so a lot of white people in the agricultural industry. So this would be an ideal school for them. So that's why some people make the choice to come here. So I wouldn't want to deny somebody their opportunity to come here if this is the best option for what they want to do. Just like if I want to go to like UNC Charlotte and that's a PWI, and if that's like the best, if they have the best courses for what I want to do, I wouldn't want to be denied that right.
I believe that we should have schools who is dedicated to teaching just black. I believe that we should have schools that's dedicated to teaching simply just Caucasian. And I believe we should also have schools who unifies the two and other races as well, because at the same time, we need to learn about ourselves from our own professors. We need to get our own education as well as them, but we also need to learn from each other, because we have a lot to learn as human beings. At the end of the day, we are God's children. We are all one human body. Although we have different shades of color. White people actually come from us. Their pale skin is actually a disease, as explained from Dr. Frances Cress Welsing in her book, The ISIS Papers, which is a compilation of different essays written explaining the social injustice and paradigm of white supremacy and where it actually originates. So yes, with that being said, I definitely agree with the fact that we need separate, but at the same time we can unify. We just need to know where we need to unify and how strong of the value we're going to put into the unification, so we don't miss anything. Because I realized that throughout this era of integration, where what Martin Luther King was trying to do before he actually admitted that he was sending us into a burning house, we wanted us to understand that we have within us a spirit that doesn't identify itself with race, besides anything, without being a spirit. I'm sorry, I was rambling on. But the spirit doesn't identify with race or color. It's just spirit. I'm just a seed of God here on a journey of life within this physical element called flesh, this temple. So we just need to understand that, yes, we have our differences, we have culture, and we definitely need to understand that we need to heal ourselves and our own, but don't cancel out anybody else. Don't throw out hate, and don't think I just need to completely separate from a whole nother race, because that's not really what's going to heal humanity. What's going to heal humanity is the unification of all human beings. But at the same time, we need our own.
Along with white students, there are a plethora of white professors who have the opportunity to teach at a HBCU. Some of them have previously taught at PWIs, and they don't see the difference between the two.
I've taught at Greensboro College and the University of Pittsburgh, and I see no difference, none at all. Students are generally inquisitive and fun, and occasionally if there's a troublemaker, it has never had anything to do with race. It has to do with brains. At the HBCU, the students are more cognitive of race for whatever reason. They seem more aware and alive about it than they do at other schools, of course. When I taught at Greensboro College, nobody ever talked about race. Here it's not really talked about all that much, but students seem to be aware of what's going on around them race-wise. And most understand that they've been discriminated against or had some kind of racial profiling in their life that they can't particularly enjoy or explain.